Herkese merhaba. İsmim Ali ama Türkçem o kadar iyi değil. Kusura bakmayın. İngilizce konuşacağım. I'm learning Turkish. I've been learning it for 3 years, but it's hard. So I'm still working on it. I'm from Volt, which is cut right now, but I'm going to share with you, I have a different format of the presentation. It started in March 2013. That's where the idea hit me on the bridge. And today, we're at September. I'm going to share with you, some personal stories, less about the product, more about, the journey of entrepreneurship and what I've learned, what I, fucked up, and all of that. In March, it was a pain point, obviously. I thought, I'm sick of traffic. I was spending 800 liras. Don't ask me why, but I lived in Avrupa Konutları Yöntem and I worked in Bostancı. Yes. So that's where I learned about traffic. And it was a pain point, but at the same time, the whole technology and, mobile and what's going on was very exciting for me. I was always, following the news. So I felt like, what? Something with technology can be married with a problem and, we can actually make a solution out of it. And then, this is a big mistake I did. I kept it for myself, right? I thought it's a genius idea, right? Facebook connection and mutual friends and communities. So I was trying to protect it. And, until one day, I'm sorry for my French here, but one guy told me, fuck your idea. It's not that genius, right? So really, no idea is genius. And this guy told me, at any time you have a brilliant idea, 100 other people in a city like Istanbul has it, right? People have ideas all the time. And the difference is that people who go and execute them. And even when you go and execute them, there will be tens of people who are doing it as well. So it's all about who executes best. So I was like, okay, fine. So I started talking about it. And then here on that month, a competitor launched the same thing. Now they failed.
Why they failed?
No, they're gonna fail. But I mean, that I can do a presentation about. But I mean, execution-wise, they didn't do a lot of things that I did here. For example, one of them is what I did in August when I quit P&G. And I was even called by my marketing director from Geneva. He was like, "Are you an idiot? You're in a country that you don't speak the language of. You don't have friends here. You just came here. You want to do an app? You're not even leaving us for a better company, and we're just promoting you now and all that." And it was a very tough departure from P&G. It took 2 months. Usually, I should have left in 1 month. It took 2 months. But one thing you have to do is burn the ships. And maybe they didn't, right? They stayed in their companies. They were doing it on the side. And this is not a part-time job. You can't do it part-time, right? No way. I work 16 hours a day, and I still do 2 years later. So that's one thing. And then in September, a competitor launched, and that competitor I actually liked. I really like Yola. I say it everywhere. I still say it today. They're not doing very well, but I really do like them. And that was another slap in the face. I submitted my resignation. I said, guys, I'm leaving. And then somebody that you really appreciate launched. So you were most surely they're going to win. But then I decided to continue. And in October, I started working full-time on Volt. My last day in P&G was in October 25th. And I started working on the MVP. And during that process, I learned what an MVP really is, right? So you don't start with something that doesn't work and try to make it work. You need something that just works. It works stupidly. It barely works. But it just works. It does, in our case, a driver can say, hey, I'm going from here to here. A passenger can say, hey, I'm going from here to here. You can't even change your profile picture, right? You don't have to. You'll do it later. So this is how I started. But that was in October, and I was alone. And that's a horrible thing to do, being a solo entrepreneur. It took 7 months. I had to prove a lot of things. I had to unlock a lot of insights. And it took 38 rejections. I was rejected by 38 investors. And number 39 said yes. His name is Emre Aydın from Çiçek Sepeti, the founder of Çiçek Sepeti. He's like, Ali, I like this. I see where you're going with this. It's gonna be tough. Do you know that? I said, I quit. So I quit P&G to do it. So yes, I know that. And 2 months later, in April, another 2 investors joined. Hassan Aslan Oba from Aslan Oba Capital, who's part of the 38. He was one of the ones who rejected before. And Alpsol as well, part of the 38. When they saw Emre and they saw the progress we've made since the rejection, they actually changed their mind and they joined. And you know, I consider them till today one of the best investors that I could have ever had, because they truly are, you know, there for you. They support you, they're very understanding, and they understand how tough this is. We say it, it's a very tough business. It's not gonna take off just like that. And then a funny thing happened that, you know, kept me not shaving for a while. In June, we got a multi-million-dollar acquisition offer. And that's not public data. We never shared who that company is. But that is something that took me 3 weeks to decide on, because it was a very tough decision. And I was inspired by Alibaba's, which I watched with my team, and they were bored. But you know, I really studied this company during the negotiations with them. And I realized that we can win versus them. They don't actually create a threat to us. If they succeed, they might actually help us. So we decided to say no and keep moving forward, because we realized that our vision of solving Istanbul's traffic problem is not exactly their priority. So that's why that was one of the North Stars that helped us make the decision. And then we did the public launch in September. That's like the first app, right? And it was horrible. Right? I was like, guys, no. You know, like everything went wrong. People were giving us 1-star reviews. A guy wrote, çalışmıyor. We asked him, why is it not working? He said, I'm in Şanlı Urfa, and I'm not finding a ride. We're like, shit, we should. So it's like everything went south from there. So it was horrible. And then we spent like 4 months pushing, and it wasn't working. There was no product market fit, right? So we said, you know what? We need to figure that out. What happened? So we did something called product design sprint. And you put sticky notes on the wall. That's the short of it. We spent 5 days. We shut down the office. We borrowed the office of our investor. So our office is not that big. And for 5 days, we figured out what's the problem and how we should solve it. And finally, the whole team went out of the 5 days product design sprint feeling very solid about, you know what, guys, we built a shitty app. We're going to fix it this time. But 2 months later, the company ran out of cash, right? And I was like this, standing, you know, we burnt the whole investment. And the investors, who I still think they're great, they gave up on us. They said, you know, Ali, it's fine. Shut it down. We failed before. You can fail. Don't take it personal. I was like, guys, you don't get it. Like, you know, we're going to make it. And they're going to they said, you know, forget it. We're not going to invest. And one investor told me, Ali, I'm not your dad, so stop asking for money. I was like, fine, I'm going to take a loan. And then I set up some kind of loan because I'm crazy. And I truly believe in this. I truly believe this is the future. But, you know, it's not going to take off immediately. And then we launched in July. And in July, the launch went very well. We almost tripled our users and our daily active usage and everything. We're not where we want to be, but we started growing, right? And at the same time, Google entered our space with an app called Ride With, made by Waze, and it's only in Tel Aviv in 3 districts, right? And I couldn't have been happier, because what we're trying to do, nobody is doing. Uber is not caring about it. Lyft is not caring about it because it's not a proven business model. Our approach, right? And Google is doing exactly our approach, which, you know, turned things for us. And we started, you know, growing. And now in September, just like last month, we're closing our 3rd investment round, which is a 7-digit investment. Hopefully we'll be closing it next week. And, you know, like Volt is, you can see it in the, you launch, you go on a Brazi, all the geeks in the city, they sign up, and then everybody leaves, and then, you know, you launch again, you get signups, and then you fail. So we've been having this bumpy road. What we believe right now is that we're very close to this hockey stick that we've been looking for. So that's basically our story, our journey so far. I definitely couldn't have done it without, you know, the best startup team I think there is in town. So Yasin, if you give me like a round of applause for them. Yasin, Asim, and Seda, and the rest of the team. The journey is still ahead. You're gonna start hearing more about Volt hopefully soon. We're gonna start marketing properly. We think the product is ready. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.